Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Memo and I mainly draw things for a living. The Artist Starter Plan is a calendar I created to help you start learning how to draw if you're a complete beginner or get back into drawing if you haven't done it for a while. The plan goes from drawing simple lines and shapes in the first week, moving on to portrait, gesture, clothing, and full characters by the end of the 31 days. I recorded this as a series of live streams on Instagram, so unfortunately the format is portrait and there's some level of chit-chat throughout the videos. I hope you can still enjoy it, download the calendar for free, and start your own practice. It doesn't need to be the first day of the month to start, just pick day one and build up from there. Let's get started! Welcome to day 8 of the Artist Starter Plan, and today we are finally doing some portraits, like we're actually doing just the face shapes. So I am going to work from reference, and those references are from Pinterest, but you can work from any reference that you want. You can work from Line of Action or Sketch Daily, all these websites that have lots and lots of pictures and references for artists. I can put down a list for you guys if you don't know where to look. But right now I just went on Pinterest and typed like face shapes or like portraits, something like that. It's fine. So let's invert the camera and start drawing. So the way that, as you can see today, I'm actually bringing out my my tablet, which is an iPad. Hi Amber. Okay. By the way, if you have done any more of the challenge, just feel free to tag me or just post it. It's I always like to see what people do with this calendar. Anyway, so basic face shapes. So the way that there are tons of ways that you can start drawing basically a face, and there are lots of methods. Some of them are the Loomis method, there's the block method. There are lots of methods that will teach you how to draw faces realistically. But in this particular calendar, I'm just showing you guys what I do usually because, my style is more cartoony, I guess, more stylized, and I have a very simple way that I always start, and that is to make a circle. So the first thing that you gotta do when you want to make a face shapes is to do a circle. Then I always do line in the middle, which is for the center of the face. The circle is kind of like here is where the nose would be, and then you do a triangle, like a rounded triangle for the lower part of the face, and on this line here you put the ears. Under the middle point here you put the nose, here's the mouth, and on top of these two lines here, that's where you put your eyes, and then on top, of course, the eyebrows, and then here on top you've got the hair, and you gotta consider that the hair will have a little bit of a space, between the end of the forehead and the actual skull, basically. And then you put like a neck underneath, and that's it. That's how you do a face in my way, and this is the way that you do it from the front. I'm going quite fast here because I want to make a few faces today, 10 to be exact. That's your that's the goal for today. So the way that I do it from the side, if I'm just gonna draw like a quick guide for myself. So a trick in Procreate is that if you keep a line, if you draw a line and then you just keep pressing it, it will make like a ruler for you. So I'm just real quick giving myself some references to draw the side. And the way that I do it on the side, just as you can see, I'm always making new layers because I really dislike having just one layer. You start with a circle, and this is the same circle that you're gonna have, that is the top half of the face. And then you do a line in the middle again. This is where you're gonna have your ear. And from the ear, you're gonna do kind of like a triangle, basically. Like this. Well, it's not really a triangle. Well, I guess it kind of is a triangle. I don't know. And this is obviously very exaggerated, but this is pretty much how I do it. So like if you do like two lines like this and then square like this, and then you just keep the triangle there, you have yourself the nose, the mouth, the eyes over here. So the eyes are gonna be here, and the eyebrows there. So here you have the space for the ears, and there you go. So as you can see, it's actually quite quick, right? So this is the way that I do it, not necessarily the way that you might find yourself do it in, you know, the easiest way possible, but I don't know, for me it works. So it's just like a circle, a line, a triangle. It's like circle, line, triangle. If you think it that way, it's easy. Almost like anime faces. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like my style is quite cartoony. I wouldn't say it's anime. I think it's like a mix of anime and like Disney and some kind of like more European style, like French comics. But yeah, I guess, you know, we're all interconnected. So for today, we have to draw 10 faces, as I was saying, in different like positions, right? So I'm just gonna show you guys, like, I'm not gonna do any details of these faces, so you shouldn't do details, but just kind of like get some references, and if you can, just draw like different angles and positions. So I'm currently like working from Pinterest, and I'm just gonna put like very simple markers for where the nose should go, where the mouth should go, and where the eyes should go. So this is what I would like you to do as well. And you can, as I was saying, you know, like make new layers for each face, so that like even if you draw it bigger, then you can just make it smaller and move it out of the way, and that way you can put all 10 faces on one page. So another perspective, this one is like slightly off to the side, like 3/4. As you can see, when you do 3/4, you kind of have to do the line in the middle again. Like again, first is always this the circle, then you do like half circle in the middle, and this is where you're gonna place your ear, and then a cute little triangle or like the bottom half of a heart. And then remember that like for the hair, like you gotta leave more space to the back, because the hair is like, you know, it's bigger, you know, than the forehead. And yeah, so we're gonna worry about the individual actual like face feature on a different day. So for now, I'm just you know, doing like mannequins basically. I'm not really doing very different head shapes because it's just, you know, the first day. So for now, let's just do like a very basic, like androgynous face, and then we'll see. So if you want to lower or like higher the tilt of the face of your character, so for example, this character is looking at us from, you know, from up down basically. So you gotta put this central like central line, that is the line of the face, up. So this way, you know, that like this character like the tilt of the face in comparison to the camera is up to down, and so the skull is gonna be shorter here, and instead the lower part of the face is gonna be longer because it's the part of the camera. So like if you're looking at this character from down here, right? So this part is closer to the camera, so it's gonna appear to look bigger. This part is farther away from the camera, so it's gonna appear to look smaller. Like that's the point that we learned, you know, with perspective, right? What brush do I use? I always use the dry ink brush, which is a native brush in Procreate, super easy. So yeah, that's the brush that I use. Okay, and I always use, as you can see, like it's kind of like towards the middle of the size and full opacity, but sometimes to do sketching I turn the opacity down a little bit. Another face, another face. Let's look for another face. Okay, so this one is like the head is tilting backwards, right? So this part is lower. Instead, if we do something like where the head is looking down, then the middle part, you know, is gonna be lower down. You guessed it. So the triangle for the chin is gonna look smaller, and the forehead is gonna look bigger. The nose is gonna be lower down, it's gonna be smaller. The eyes are gonna look bigger. The ears are gonna be higher up, and the head and skull is gonna look bigger. Because this time we are looking down at this character. Let me know if you have any questions. I am happy to answer, not just about questions about, you know, like actual characters and face shapes, but like even like more generic questions, it's fine by me. So how many heads do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna do 4 more. Okay, and 15 minutes have passed. So if I can do 4 heads in 5 minutes, then I'm staying like within my 20 minutes range that I decided for myself. So I'm gonna go with this one. So this face is looking at us from the side like this. Again, always like the circle first, then the 2 crosses to give us the tilt of the head, and then we have the skull that is a little bit more visible from the back. I'm gonna try and look for a different perspective. Oh, nice. This is interesting. From the back. So I feel like a lot of people, me included, have trouble actually drawing like people from the back, because it's like, where do you put the ears, right? So you still start with the circle for the cranium, and then you do like the main cross, which is where you're gonna position your ear, but the inside of the ear of course is reversed because we're seeing this person from the back. And you've got your nose here like this, and then here is where the neck is going to be inserted in the cranium, and that's it. So like you kind of have to think of the head like in a way that is like 3D. Otherwise, this is not gonna work. So, you know, the way that like the head is 3D is that like because it's curved, if you do your lines like, and this is like a general rule that I think could help you whatever you're drawing basically, is that the way that curves and spheres work, of course, is that a sphere is round, right? Like it's you if you like, and overall everything is gonna look very very stiff, right? Because there's no curvature, there's no, like, we're all 3D, even though we're drawing in a cartoony style, we still want to be, for the face to be believable, right? So the way that you do it to make things look more 3D and more soft, you know, more live, is that if you do these lines like curved, then you have the correct placement of the other feature around the body, and everything, you know, is gonna look more well, yeah, basically like a little bit more realistic, even though it's still a cartoony kind of drawing. Okay. So how many heads are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. It's 9:19. So hang on, I'm actually making it in 20 minutes. Last face. I'm going to look for another one. Hopefully, maybe one that is even more to the side, or maybe one that it's like, the side faces are usually quite hard for people too. Let's do a side face. So again, same thing as before, just the circle, and then the vertical line where we're gonna place our ear, and then from here we do a triangle, and then we do where we are going to insert the neck. And there we go. So it depends, I mean, how big of a forehead you want to give your character, I guess. This is actually one of my favorite positions, when you put the shoulder very close to the ear of the character, so you put the shoulders up a little bit. I feel like it's a very cute and feminine pose. And there you go, 10 faces, done. It's 2020. No, it's 2120. It's like 9:20. So yeah, my advice for you guys for today's exercise is to draw 10 faces. Start from these two, which are kind of like the basic ones, because they're the ones later, just facing straight ahead, and then try the same method, so always going circle, vertical and horizontal lines, the triangle, and then the placement of the other features. Don't worry about the features themselves. We are going to go in depth about each feature in the next few days. But I hope this was useful for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, if this was too fast, if you didn't understand something. In the meantime, I'm going to go and make dinner because I'm actually starving. I don't know, at the start of this live I was nauseous, now I'm starving. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you tomorrow for more faces. Bye!